The path to becoming a great musician usually takes many twists and turns. Today, I'll be speaking with someone who gracefully navigates that path, a true Renaissance man, Tim Arlon, also known by his artist name of T.D. Lind. We'll be talking about the ups and downs of his music career and how he sees the world through the lens of a romantic painter, an olive grower, and a blues musician. I'm David Franz, and this is The Artist's Mind.
Left the key on the table.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Thank you for coming up.
Such my pleasure.
And thank you for inviting me. I'm glad you find me interesting enough to put on film. Every interview, documentary has to start off with a decent glass of wine mixed with limeade.
It's perfect. So refreshing on this beautiful day.
You know, we're lucky enough, my boss, Philip, who owns Ojai Olive Oil Company, was very generous in allowing me to move here. You know, and I look after the whole 40 acres. We've got 2,000 trees, olive trees, 500 avocados, we've got chickens, we've got vegetable nurseries, we've got herb nurseries, we've got berry nurseries. So living out here, it's just stunning.
Yeah.
I've always been excited about America, especially growing up in England. A, because of the music, because I was into the blues, rock and roll. And I always wanted to move to America. And part of it is because the wild of America. You know, in England, you know, you might get run over by a sheep. You know, it's about as exciting and as dangerous as it's going to be. But in America, and especially living here and having worked here for the last 6 years, you know, we've got bears, mountain lions, rattlesnakes. My boss had 2 wolves that I used to have to work with, which it can be awkward.
I heard they weren't very good employees.
No, they're terrible. I'd be the worst thing about a wolf is when you're on your knees. That's when they like to play. So you'd be working and you can't hear them. So you'd have your gear, you'd have your your tools and everything, and you'd be on your knees. And then you'd look around and your bag is gone, and there's a 200-pound wolf running off with your bag, and then so you've got to try and retrieve that. And then you go back to working, and then one of them will grab your ankle and pull you because they want to play. But a wolf playing with you is not enjoyable. It's not fun. It's not like, oh, your cat's really sweet. Oh, it rolls over. Oh, it wants to play. No, it's a 200-pound wolf that doesn't have hands. It has teeth.
Right.
And up on the hill, you're on a 45-degree angle, and you're up against the fence trying to make your way down, holding on so you don't fall down the hillside, and a wolf suddenly stands up 9 feet over you, looking at you, wants to play, but it doesn't feel like it wants to play.
Are you sure?
But the adventure of living out here is absolutely stunning. And so I ended up, because I'm out in the fields with the trees all day, influenced the song Stone Fruit Blues. And Tim Hutton, who's a great friend of yours, great producer, he actually heard the song when I did it live, and he said, you need to record that with the California Feet Warmers, who are a trad jazz band, which again, jazz. And we went in and cut it, and it came out fantastic. It was an amazing experience. But that song, Stone Fruit Blues, that was completely influenced, by making olive oil. The trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
The worries of wolves and rattlesnakes and bears.
Well, can we hear it?
I don't see why not.
Will you play it for us, please?
We should. This is about music, isn't it, after all?
All my love, 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 trying to tell you, I'm so bone ragged and tired, and old boots and broke feet, working them rows, rolling logs down into the mire. Black Bear shadow boxing is my 6 o'clock review, but I'm tired of slipping on your scat. Won't you go ahead and break me off a limb or two? The wolves don't like my Stetson, and they growl at my tattoo. Now that's how I get my oil slick. That's how I get my oil slick. I'm devil hot and sun beat. Open them clouds, let the rain come tumble 'em down. My lady's getting sun bleached, roasting them skins, stone fruit ragged and brown. Rattlesnakes keep whispering, but I don't talk in tongues. And the neighborhood hippies have a fire-breathing dragon and a pig in an aquarium. Goat skins hang like waistcoats. Oh, now where's my fur bow tie? Now that's how I get my oil slick. That's how I get my oil slick. Well, all my love, 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 trying to keep us right. Oh yeah, 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 all my love, 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 trying to keep us right. Well, all my love, 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 trying to keep us right. Boom! Stone Fruit Blues.
Follow me into the grove. Let's go for a wander. I'm taking you the wild way. All right? And it'll be more fun.
The wild way.
The wild way, right?
Oh, Black Creek rolling by. Nailhead fumes and catfish. Like hell I ain't doing time.
One story which was pretty insane. I was in the middle of one of these old trees, and I'm on my knees and I'm cutting the suckers, and right between my legs, curled up, is a Pacific rattlesnake. It was about 4 feet long, didn't rattle, didn't move, and it was, I'm not kidding, it was right between my legs. And I had that moment of, is this real? Is this actually happening? And then how the heck do I get out of this situation? And I just very slowly, because it didn't, it was there when I knelt down, so I figured, maybe I got a chance to get out. Just slowly rose. Didn't move, didn't rattle or anything. That's just one little story. We had the bears visit us the other night, 2 o'clock in the morning. A mama bear, black bear with her 2 cubs. They used one of my plants as a football across the deck. That's what woke me up. It was my fault. I left some food out, and of course, they're hungry. She's trying to take care of her babies, so
Sure.
Which is amazing. I mean, and to look out of the window and I'm a foot away from a black bear. It's the best. I wouldn't change it. It's amazing.
You are creative in so many different ways, from being a musician, songwriting, painting, all of the stuff that you do in this beautiful natural setting.
Right.
How do you tap into that? Where does it come from?
Bloody hell. That's a huge question.
I know it is.
No, music definitely is the foremost. It has been. Growing up, my family was in the entertainment business, so I was surrounded by music, and music was, I was lucky that I was introduced to theatre and art and food and wine, but I suppose my natural instinct of expression was music. And then all the other things that I love doing, they come in and out over, I'll paint and then I won't paint for 3 years, and then I'll suddenly have to do that and build other things and just be involved with other elements that are creative, just because it's, I don't know, it's natural. But music has always, like I say, it's kind of my compass. I always come back to it. I started my first band right out of school. I was 17. And so I got a record deal, and the A&R guys came out. Everything was great. We played this big show when they invited the head of Imago. He came. He just didn't get it, didn't like it. So I was okay. So we parted ways. And after that, I put together another band, which is a little bit more concentrated. And that became Eden Street. And then that's when I got signed to A&M Records, which took us to LA. We're about to release the record, got a phone call, A&M got sold. So you're shelved, the record's not coming out. So we got moved to Interscope, and a lot of other people did too. So it happened to a lot of artists. Now, for that record, we were booked on David Letterman, we were booked on Conan O'Brien. They pumped a lot of money into this record, and it is what it is. It's the music business. So
Yeah, but how did that?
it was a huge effect. It's been the same story with me my entire career. I go with a record company and then it folds, apart from the first one where we just didn't see eye to eye. And so picked up another record company called Dramatico, and they wanted to send me to France because they thought the music I was doing, the European market would enjoy it. So we moved to France, and it was amazing. I was playing 5 shows a week. About 4 months in, that record company folded. So we moved back. And my one request was, if we move back to America, we're living in Ojai. And then, beautifully enough, 2 years ago, the original guitar player in the band from Louisville called me up, and he said, I'm going to make a blues record. And the only way I can make it is if you're going to be the singer. Would you be interested? And I'm like, are you kidding me? To get back together and play again. So we did. We recorded a record in 3 days, put it out. It did really well. We did a second record, which Glyn Johns produced. We cut it in 2 days, all live. So the last 2 projects have been blues, which has completely filled my heart. So I've kind of gone back to when I was 17, 18 and wanting to do something that, I don't know, it feels good. It feels really good. And that record, the last record, Mr. Little Big Man, we got into the final 5 nominees of the Independent Blues Music Awards, which was huge. And it was meant to break. We were meant to go on tour, and then COVID happened. So beautiful segues and segues and segues into, no, come forward. No, wait.
Yeah.
Okay, no, we're ready. No, actually, we're not ready. But hey, nothing's, I've never felt like it stopped. Life hasn't stopped.
Sure.
It's just adventure after adventure after adventure. So this grove that we're in right now, and I'll take you through, this is what we call the Tuscan Grove. Some of our old trees are 160 years old, which isn't old for an olive. Olive trees can get to like 5,000 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're amazingly hardy trees. So we have Pendolino, Merino, Lecchino, and Frantoio. So those are 4 main Italian varieties of olives. And the coloration on these is beautiful. They are almost black, and inside we're going flesh-colored, almost green to flesh-colored. So normally inside, before we harvest, I've got to come in here and make sure that everything's right and ready to go. And we cut the water off about 2-3 weeks before we harvest, so that it's just oil that we're getting, it's not water. And that's perfect right there. That's right on the cusp, and that's... Ooh. Don't eat them off the tree, they taste like shit.
Oh.
But once we've milled them, they're beautiful. So follow me, we'll take a meander.
Well, there ain't no truth in you talking, none but hustler in your veins.
Yeah, I mean, I think like for anybody, especially going through 2020 as we have, it's even your passion has had its moments of, can I?
Yeah.
Do I want to?
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't picked up instruments in months, you know, and I've got my favorite guitars. It's been sitting under the daybed literally for the last 8 months. You know, we've got a piano here. Do I play it? Yes, but that regularly? No. You know, so there's, you know, life has its funny, it's strange moments of, I don't know how to explain it. You know, you are influenced all the time by what you see, who you're with, what you do. But there are certain things that sometimes draw you away from that, even though you're not sure why. You know, and having said that, I've just started writing again. 8 months later, I'm back on, I don't know, not a routine by any stretch of the imagination, but at least feeling like I need to say something again. And maybe, I don't know, maybe the stories to tell now will be very influenced by the last year that we've all had to go through. And I'll try not to make them too melodramatic and down. They're going to bring people up here.
Right.
But we'll see. I might want to make people cry before I make them laugh.
That is the power of blues. It captures the darkest parts. It allows you to explore the suffering, but it also can create hope and joy.
Absolutely.
And love and sex and like all of the possibilities of life.
Of a full life,
Yeah.
of a full lived life.
Yep.
And it feels good to, I don't know, even if it's for yourself, establish yourself, remind yourself of who you are, to start writing again. To start having that urge to actually want to sit down and create something, and then hopefully it translates and you can put across that feeling and people will enjoy it. You know, I mean, I'm sure you miss playing live. I mean, it's the bizarrest thing. It's so strange not to play in front of an audience.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, because live shows are the feeding off of the energy that's coming back to you.
Completely.
So to have that on a screen,
Yeah.
you want it to be the same. It's not. It's so not.
Yeah.
We're not sharing electrons.
Yeah,
We're not,
exactly.
you know, we're not
Yeah.
interacting in this way.
That
And so-
energy, and you're absolutely right, because that's what's enthralling about playing in front of an audience. It's yes, it is self-gratification because you love doing what you do, but most of what you love doing, why you do it, is for that energy and for that connection.
Yeah.
Because that's what music is. That's what art is connection.
Yeah.
That's it. It's all about connecting.
Well, I wanna write a letter, but I just don't know where to begin.
So I've been impressed with your painting in the fact that it has a certain grace. It's a romanticism, like it's the lens that you see the world through. Is that captured in your painting? Is that how you see the world?
I hope so, yeah. You know, I mean, I grew up with, my mum was painted, and so she introduced me to, you know, Cézanne, a lot of the Monet, a lot of the French great painters. And where they moved to in France, and Picasso as well, and it was all about the light. So having come from there, that was another reason why I loved Ojai, is because, as you can see, the light that we get in the evening, or the light during the day, is soft and just super brilliant. And that, you know, color, the light of day, evening, when you can have all those textures, it's amazing. And whether it actually comes across in my paintings, I don't know.
It does.
Because I wouldn't say I like painting. I love painting. I wouldn't say I'm a great painter, there are people that really know how to paint. But I do like to try and portray something that, I don't know, that your explanation makes me happy that you even consider that that's what you're getting out of the painting. That's why I still paint. Rarely, but that's why I still do it. The painters that I love, Braque, Picasso, Cézanne, I'm not going to remember all their names now, but there was a celebration of color and vivacity, you know, of vivaciousness, and that stays with me.
Life is a celebration.
It certainly is. Let's celebrate again.
Pleased to be celebrating with you.
I'm thrilled that we're doing this. This is amazing. This is awesome.
I was born little. I never took to second fiddle. I'm a daddy was a big man. I had on my mama's loving, sharp-dressed brother, and he called me Mr. Little Big Man. I was raised on the blues, the boogie-woogie too, so I started up a traveling band. Well, I played through Chicken Wild, I set a bar on fire, wanna fight using only one hand, and they called